Morning everyone. Oh, where have we been? Wow. It's been quite a long time since my last video. I think I've posted up some shorts and stuff like that, but I thought I would do a proper video just to kind of tell you where we are with things and have a little bit of a catch up. So I think I showed videos and stuff of us clearing all of our plot, or not all of our plot, a portion of our plot, and trying to get our jungle kind of out under control. So we managed to conquer quite a bit of the jungle. We've got rid of a fair bit of damp on our land just by creating French drains, as I showed in some of my videos. So yeah, that has definitely been a big help. We've had 2 hurricanes in the last month or so. We had Hurricane Lee and then what was it, Hurricane Philippe, I believe. Yeah. Hurricane Lee was a bit of a killer. We were fine. We did manage to get through in the trailer, luckily unscathed. But a house up the road actually had a tree literally straight into the middle of it and completely destroyed the house. There was a lot of trees down, generally kind of all over the place. Power was lost throughout the whole of Nova Scotia pretty much. But we run off a generator at the moment, so that didn't really affect us. Yeah, so that was Hurricane Lee, and then Philippe was, what was it, last week before, and actually it was nothing in comparison, really super gentle, just a bit windy and a bit of rain. So yeah, we are still alive, the trailer is still kicking, and yeah, we're good. So in terms of what we're planning, we have kind of decided that we want to build a passive house. So I don't know how many people know kind of what passive houses are. I've had to tell quite a few people kind of how they work and stuff, but effectively they are super insulated. They have specialised windows and stuff, normally triple glazed with argon like gas in between each frame of window, and yeah, run off solar energy, and also they're built in a certain way so that the windows get the most of the sun, so you have like a full front of kind of as many windows as possible, to get the best out of the sun for heating and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what we plan to do. Basically they built one house, I think, in Milton, which is just down the road, which is a passive house, and it was basically a project house, and they had no one living in it for the whole of the winter, and it kind of just did its own thing. There was no heating on for the whole of the winter, but just with sunlight and generation of heat through the glass and stuff like that, it held a temperature of 18 degrees C, 18.3 I think it was, throughout the whole of the winter with absolutely no assistance from heating at all. So absolutely amazing. We've kind of been interested in them for years, but that, I think we've kind of established that that's what we want to do. And actually being over here, it makes so much sense, because obviously the winters are so cold, and if you can reduce the amount of heat bills you're going to pay, then yeah, that's the best thing. Obviously we'll be using solar, probably underfloor heating, for kind of just a backup just in case. But yeah, so we are currently drawing plans which we will kind of share with you, but we need to raise a development permit and a building permit. So the development permit basically says that we are allowed to build on our plot where we want to build, and then the building permit is when we need to submit all of our drawings, which we can actually do. We don't need to have architectural drawings, we can submit those drawings with all of our sizings and all of that sort of stuff. So that is kind of where we are at the moment. We've also decided that we are going to build some passive cabins on our plot as well, which will kind of be, let me just show you out the window, kind of be in the woodland over that way. It's all very pretty out there at the moment. It's kind of fall, which is nice. So yeah, we plan to build some passive cabins as well, which we'll use for Airbnb, and also kind of like a bit of a showcase into kind of the passive life, because what we'd like to do is become passive house builders in the future. Obviously it's a long way ahead, because my qualification at college is a year, and then I have another 3 years apprenticeship before I can get my Canadian Red Seal. So it's a long way ahead, but I think it's always really good to have a plan, and you just kind of keep working towards that plan. So yeah, that is what we're doing, and what we will do is kind of keep you in the loop of, you know, whenever we get our permits approved, and any kind of hoops we have to jump through, all of that kind of thing. But we are learning kind of bit by bit. There are quite a few hurdles you have to jump through in Nova Scotia. You kind of have to have a permit for everything. Whether it's a development permit or a building permit, you kind of have to have a permit for everything, which is frustrating. And obviously it can kind of get expensive. Some permits you only pay, I don't know, $20 odd for, but the building permit will be kind of a portion of how much it's going to cost us to build our house. So yeah, that could obviously work out a bit more expensive. So yeah, I'll keep you in the loop on everything that we're doing and how we're getting on. But obviously our build will be really, really slow because we're still effectively on one income, and we're literally just going to do it bit by bit. Chris gets paid every other week, so we're literally just going to, even if it's ordering materials every other week, or you know, we get our foundations in, or you know, bits and bobs, we're just going to do it bit by bit, and just do it as reasonably as possible, even though passive houses are expensive to build. But yeah, we will keep you in a loop and show you the journey going forward. Thanks, see you soon.